All right, guys, I'm at home sick, and I'm sorry that I have to finish this way, but just real quickly, what you want to do today is get your head around Han Wudi. We're going to finish that. Then you're going to read one last time Sima Qian writing about Qin Shi Huangdi, and you should be able to see things putting this together. So we talked about the foreign policy. We talked about how the Xiongnu invasions made Wudi set garrisons along the Silk Road, and that caused him to change economic policy. He had to pay for tens of thousands of soldiers to be 1,000 miles away from China out in the Taklamakan Desert. That causes taxation needs, revenue needs. The old Taoist ways of low taxes don't work now because he has become militaristic in defensive necessity. And so, who does he put the tax burden on? He puts it on the merchant class. And this causes the merchants to smell a smarter way to make profit than through buying and selling, and that is through buying land and raising agriculture, because commerce is taxed more than agriculture is taxed. And so this has a long-term, Wudi's economic policy has a long-term, as in until 1959 and in some senses even today, effect of cementing China as an agrarian, almost anti-commercial civilization for the next 2,000 years. So that economic policy, a long-term legacy of Han Wudi. We talked about the problems that were festering since Liu Bang, his father, Wudi's the founding father of the Han Dynasty, was in control as a Taoist, and so social control. The peers and the Eastern feudal side, he had to take control of them. And how did he do it? He ended primogeniture. It was brilliant. Primogeniture is the law where your oldest son inherits your land. And so these fiefs that Liu Bang had given to vassals over in the East, as soon as your son dies, as soon as the owner dies, instead of that entire big fief going to one son, if he has 15 sons, that fief has just become 15 times smaller, right? It's been divided into 15. So over a couple of generations, you can see how suddenly these fiefs were castrated, so to speak, were neutralized as a threat and easy to take over. The other social control problem was those gangsters, and this caused Wudi to set more laws, to basically do law enforcement for the people. The other effect of the foreign policy was the Silk Road imports from Rome, from India, from India, along the Silk Road down here into the capital of Chang'an. So what does that do to the royal family? It makes life more splendid, and it tempts the Han family to spend more money on these luxury goods. So this is the imperial grandeur that comes up. That is related to, finally, the Confucian revival. Han Wudi, this is huge. Han Wudi is the one who did revive state Confucianism, government-controlled Confucianism. It's a beautiful thing. Confucius died thinking he was a failure in 480 BC. By 220 BC, Qin Shi Huangdi is burning Confucius books, killing Confucius scholars. Liu Bang in the Han 200 is not doing Confucianism. He's urinating in Confucians' hats, so Confucianism is still down, and here we are, 140, 130 BC, over 300 years after Confucius died. Wudi elevates Confucianism. Sounds like a happy ending for Confucianism, and in many ways it is, but it's state Confucianism. And so Wudi emphasized the loyalty to the ruler, and he de-emphasized the necessity of the ruler listening to his advisors, the way that Yao Shen and Yu listened to their advisors. Wudi not only castrated Sima Qian as a perfect example of how he did not listen to his Confucian courtiers, another Confucian advisor just curled his lip in kind of disapproval. He made a facial expression at Wudi, and Wudi had him executed. So Wudi was, we call it sugar-coated legalism. This is not to say that imperial Confucianism was worthless. That is not true. What did he do in order to change the legalist government of Qin Shi Huangdi? He established the Confucian Academy, a university. Again, 150 years before Christ, in China, the emperor is already establishing a university where to work for the government and be a political leader, you had to be a scholar and pass a test. The Confucian Civil Service Examination, hugely important. And Wudi's the guy who did it, all right? So, and this form of government, now the perfect, Wudi has made the social control, has made the Qin centralized bureaucracy now complete for all of China, not just for that one half. Where's the other one? Hold on. Well, yeah, so you remember Liu Bang here. So now all of China is centralized bureaucracy. So Wudi did an amazing thing. He improved on Qin's centralized bureaucracy by making it Confucian, as well as, not instead of, but as well as legalism. So China's imperial history from Wudi in 150 BC all the way up to 1912, literally 100 years ago, will be an imperial bureaucracy with a Confucian scholar official class who are chosen by merit, not by birth, not aristocratic. That's hugely important. So China is certainly not democratic. It's an authoritarian system, but its ministers, the top of the social pyramid, the scholar officials on top of the spam, as we call it, they are chosen by merit. So finally, the other way that Wudi was not a Confucian, just like Qin Shi Huangdi, he's doing all sorts of crazy stuff, elixirs of immortality, all right? He is spending a lot of money on alchemists to find him elixirs of immortality. So he's doing this in the court while he is hiring Confucians to run his government, or at least to administer it. All right, now I just want you to go ahead and read the handout that whoever's subbing today will give you, and finish that handout in class. Sorry, just page 1 of the handout. I am sick, guys. And then finish your Qin Shi Huangdi Sima Qian packet. I want you to read the rest. Now, please look at your notes for this, what I'm showing you right now, and connect the dots between what Sima Qian is writing about Qin Shi Huangdi and about this guy, because this is the guy who castrated him, all right? It will make the question, how much do we believe about Qin Shi Huangdi, much more interesting. Thanks. Hope you enjoy this.